Under the blinding lights of Old Trafford, with thousands of voices echoing through history, a young boy stood calm, as if the weight of Manchester United's legacy was just another challenge. His name? Kobbie Mainoo. No one expected him to become the heartbeat of a club, once ruled by giants Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Carrick. But football has a way of writing stories no one sees coming. From the streets of Stockport to the theatre of dreams, Mainoo's rise wasn't built on luck. It was forged in silence, discipline, and belief. While others doubted, he waited. While others talked, he worked. And one night, the world finally saw what Manchester had been hiding. A midfielder beyond his years. Fearless, graceful, and unshakable under pressure. This isn't just a story of a teenager breaking through. It's the story of a hidden gem discovered under the brightest lights. Before the cheers, before the cameras, before Old Trafford even knew his name, Kobbie Mainoo was just a quiet kid from Stockport, England. He wasn't born into fame, nor did he chase it. Football wasn't a dream for him. It was life itself. Every evening, he'd step out with nothing but a ball and a belief that one day, those concrete pitches would turn into green fields under floodlights. From a very young age, Mainoo showed something rare. Not just talent, but calmness. Where other kids played with chaos, he played with control. Coaches saw it immediately. He's different, they whispered. But being different in football isn't always easy. At just 9 years old, he joined Manchester United's academy, surrounded by hundreds of boys dreaming the same dream to wear that iconic red shirt. Yet, Mainoo never tried to be the loudest, the fastest, or the strongest. He simply let the ball do the talking. In a world obsessed with fame, Kobbie found peace in patience. Training after training, match after match, he studied the game like an artist studies light and shadow. Watching clips of Scholes, learning positioning from Carrick, and the composure of Busquets, he shaped himself into a modern-day midfield machine. But the path wasn't smooth. Injuries tested his body. Doubts tested his mind. Many players around him gave up or disappeared into the noise of lower leagues, and Kobbie refused. He had something they didn't have, an unshakable calm. Even in defeat, his eyes never lost focus, the coaches noticed. The analysts noticed. Slowly, his name began to echo inside Carrington's training grounds. "This kid plays like he's been here before," one staff member said. And that was the truth. While others chased the spotlight, Kobbie was preparing for destiny. The quiet boy from Stockport was about to rise from the shadows, and the world had no idea what was coming. For years, Kobbie Mainoo waited in the shadows of Manchester United's great academy halls, a place where legends are made, but dreams often die. Every training session was a silent audition. Every touch of the ball a whisper to the coaches, "I'm ready." And yet, readiness wasn't enough. At United, breaking into the senior team is a battlefield filled with expectations, pressure, and the ghosts of the club's golden past. Many had tried, many had faded, but Mainoo was built differently. His patience was his weapon. While others demanded chances, he prepared for them. Then, one cold night at Carrington, everything changed. Injuries hit the senior squad hard, and Erik ten Hag turned to the academy. "Bring up Mainoo," he said, almost as if destiny had finally knocked on the door he'd been waiting behind for years. The call-up wasn't glamorous. No grand announcement, no social media buzz. Just a quiet handshake from the coach and a simple task. Play your game. And play he did. The moment he stepped onto the pitch in a senior shirt, something clicked. He didn't look like a debutante. He looked like he belonged. His calmness under pressure, his flawless control, his ability to dictate tempo. It was as if the chaos of Premier League football bowed to his rhythm. The crowd noticed. The commentators noticed. And most importantly, his teammates noticed. "Who's this kid?" Some asked, others just smiled. They'd seen it before, the same spark that greats are born with. But fate wasn't done testing him. An injury soon followed, threatening to halt the rise that had just begun. For weeks, Kobbie disappeared from the spotlight, returning once again to the place he knew best, silence. He trained, recovered, and rebuilt his strength. No social media posts, no drama, just quiet work. And when he came back stronger. Stronger in body, sharper in mind, and hungrier than ever. That next match, he didn't just play, he commanded. Old Trafford rose to its feet, not for a goal, but for a moment, the realization that a new heartbeat was pulsing inside Manchester United. Kobbie Mainoo had arrived. The hidden gem was no longer hidden. When Kobbie Mainoo returned from injury, he didn't just slot back in. He transformed Manchester United's midfield. It was as if the chaos finally found rhythm. Every pass, every movement, every touch carried intention. He wasn't flashy, but he was flawless. Against teams stacked with world-class names, Mainoo played like a veteran scanning, anticipating, commanding space with a calmness rare for his age. Fans began to notice, who is this kid who never panics? Commentators praised his maturity. Analysts called him United's silent conductor. One night changed everything. A crucial match tense, fast, unforgiving. The opposition pressed high. United were struggling, but Mainoo stayed composed. Then came the moment, a sharp interception, a glide past two midfielders, and a perfect pass slicing through the defense. The crowd roared. It wasn't a goal, but it felt like one. It was football poetry. Soon, headlines followed. Mainoo, Manchester United's hidden gem. The calm among the chaos. The boy from Stockport was now on the world stage, earning praise from legends who had once worn the same badge. But success didn't change him. While others chased fame, he kept chasing growth. Post-match interviews were short, humble. Training never stopped. Even Ten Hag admitted, he plays with a maturity beyond his years. For Kobbie, it wasn't about proving people wrong, it was about proving himself right. The dream he'd chased in silence was finally unfolding. Not through luck, but through unshakable belief and relentless work. He wasn't the loudest player. He wasn't the flashiest. But he became something even rarer, the player every great team needs. But few are lucky enough to have. Every young footballer dreams of the moment when the world finally sees what they've worked for in silence. For Kobbie Mainoo, that moment arrived under the floodlights at Old Trafford. It was a game that demanded heroes. United were struggling, the crowd restless, and pressure was boiling. But while others felt the heat, Mainoo felt clarity. In the chaos of midfield, he looked calm, scanning, timing, waiting. Then it happened. A loose ball, a quick turn, one perfect stride, and a strike that rippled the net. The theater of dreams erupted. The camera zoomed in on his face, not shouting, not over-celebrating, just smiling softly, as if whispering to himself, I'm here now. That goal wasn't just a number on the scoreboard. It was a statement, a confirmation that the boy from Stockport, who had once been just another name on the academy list, had become Manchester United's heartbeat. From that night, everything changed. The fans sang his name. Pundits praised his intelligence, and legends nodded in respect. Yet, Mainoo stayed grounded. No arrogance, no distractions, just focus. Because for him, this wasn't the end of a journey. It was just the beginning of the first chapter in a story that would inspire the next generation of dreamers. In a world where football often celebrates noise, the flashy, the loud, the viral Kobbie Mainoo stands as proof that silence can be just as powerful. He didn't arrive with headlines or hype. He arrived with heart. From the cold streets of Stockport to the grand stage of Old Trafford, his journey reminds us that greatness isn't built overnight. It's built in the unseen hours, the quiet mornings, the lonely recoveries when no one's watching. But you keep going anyway. Mainoo isn't just another young talent. He's a symbol of calm in a game that thrives on chaos, a reminder that football still belongs to those who play for the love of it. And as he walks off the pitch head high, eyes steady, you can't help but feel it. Manchester United has found not just a player, but a leader in the making. Because sometimes, the brightest stars don't need to scream to be seen. They just need to shine.